The next station is Kawaguchi. The doors on the right side will open. Please watch your step when you leave the train.
That tells you that they can't fully characterize by EM. So something mobile, something hard to nail down. They also have the feature in common that they have a significant percentage of urions that they cannot neutralize even with highest antibody concentration. Well, there's a population of glycoprotein that is always missed by that antibody. This could be because it's a glycan structure that's present perhaps in the heterogeneous, so it's meaning that copy of the glycoprotein chain cannot get an antibody. Or it's existing in different conformations. One conformation is accessible, one is not. So that's why those antibodies tend to coordinate in the middle. We'll get back to those later. So we also ran every antibody through 7 different measures of immune effector functions. We looked at, and these are high-throughput in vitro assays at Raygot in Raygon's lab. We looked at the ability for them to recruit phagocytosis and monocytes to neutrophils and mouse human cells, and then we took 3 different functions of natural killer cells. And we can plot all those results like this. So here's the first 171 antibodies we did on this axis. Every color spot is different against assay, and the height of that spot is the strength of that function. So you can also sum them up and get a measure of polyfunctionality. Those do lots of stuff else. We have some antibodies that are highly functional, we have some that are poorly functional, and we have everything else between. And then we can make each the array of functions as a pie chart, say whether it's strong, light, or weak. We have an immune effector footprint of every antibody in there. We can release the glycans, and not glycans to functions, and then we can evaluate them for protection. So we put every one of these antibodies into the mouse model of Ebola virus, looking at 10 mice per antibody, 100 microgram dose, 2 days post-exposure. Those are more strains than what we've seen when we started the ability to survive. We had 30 to be the highest level protection, 103 to disappointing, 17 to the So at the end of 3.5 years, here are the antibodies, and here are all the features we've measured on every antibody. And we get to machine learning, see the parts, and see what makes sense. So the first question you might ask is there a relationship between epitope and neutralization? Does where the antibody binds tell you whether or not it's going to neutralize the cell culture? The answer is absolutely yes. Here's the glycoprotein neutralized domain. Here's the colored spot for every one of those epitope groups, and the percentage of the antibodies that fall into that group that neutralize. All stock antibodies neutralize, 50% equivalently, all base antibodies, most fusion antibodies, not so much. Those upper and outer regions that get cut off by conductance like ACAP. So where neutralization concentrates is in this envelope, and this should look familiar. So this is the shape of GPCL. That's the cleaved form of the glycoprotein that's left behind in the endosome after conduction process. So the antibody can anchor with good affinity onto that receptor binding core, it will probably neutralize the cell culture. By blocking the binding block confirmation mechanism that can wait is the relationship between neutralization of cell culture and protection of the living thing. Okay, so this is a colored spot for all of them. I'm showing you a spot for every individual antibody that gives a decent level of protection for nucleation. So there's typical yesterday, these are the ones that also protect neutralization strongly correlates with protection in that envelope on GPCL. So if the antibody anchors onto that receptor binding core, stays down in the endosome, and mechanically neutralizes, it will probably protect. That is the strongest correlation in the study. There are 31 antibodies that fall into that category. If you need to find an immunotherapeutic fast for a new virus, do that. And if you do just that one thing, you will get something that is new. Okay, so here's the truth. The next one, GPCL will probably neutralize no probably protect. However, we did something different here, right? We did not outliers. This is a big diagnostic study. We did not do this. We started with the assumption that we knew nothing at all. We're going to run every antibody for every experiment and see which we got to get. Here's what we got to get. Here are all the antibodies that protect. Here are 3 that do not neutralize at all in any active atom, except for protection. Those are moderate, so look at how many neutralizes. This is 90% of life. In the absence of any measurable neutralization in any assay you have. Let's work
The next station is
here are 6 antibodies that only neutralize the Ebola virus.
the doors on the right
side. They're not going to neutralize Ebola that well because there's response for kids there and nothing you can do. We prefer 59% protection in that model. And here are 4 more that do register as neutralizers, but they're very weak. Even if some of that neutralization in high concentration do so, the weak bit of left behind, yet they can still confer 70 to complete protection in that model in the presence of truly corrupting neutralization. And then there's 13 antibodies that fall into the category of punching above their apparent weight as measured neutralization. Either they don't do it at all, or they don't do very well. If you're selecting a neutralization alone, you never want to pick these. But they protect. And the other thing they have in common is they typically bind those upper and outer domains. Or we can't figure out where they bind. But where we can have them, there's those upper and outer domains. Okay, well, if they're not protecting by physically inactivating glycoprotein, what are they doing? Well, one possibility is they're using their FC to recruit immune effector functions. They're either binding but not neutralizing, and they're tagging infected cells for destruction or tagging pathogens for clearance. Okay, so here's the glycoprotein. Here's every epitope spot location. Let's divide it into physical tiers. Tier 1 are antibodies that are at the top. Tier 2, one's in the middle. Tier 3, one's at the top. So think about a tree that has a trunk, has branches, and has the main canopy. Those are like 3 tiers here of the glycoprotein. In the upper and outer tier are what we call the head, the glycan cascade, and glycoprotein. That's tier 1. Tier 1 seems to be special in recruiting immune effector functions. Here I'm plotting polyfunctionality of all antibodies in the study by where they bind to, and ability to recruit the some of the many functions as possible as well as possible. Tier 1 overall are stronger than tiers 2 and 3. That we think comes from particular measures of phagocytosis that are part of the sum of polyfunctionality. And every measure of phagocytosis, tier 1, is always a bit stronger than tiers 2 and 3. And so it looks like the further up and out you go, the better able you are to recruit phagocytic expression of cells other immune effector functions. Okay, well that makes sense. If you're up out there waiting in the breeze instead of being hidden down below the membrane, you just might have better physical access to the immune cells. Also, those domains are flexible, they're mobile, they're disordered. Now, we've never gotten a high resolution spectrum using domain. Maybe that flexibility also helps coupling in some way, or helps the aggregation of the 2 FCs from D together to get some of those cells to function. So we can find 2 maps of information. Neutralization happens in that shape. If it binds GPCL, it'll neutralize the cell culture, and it'll probably protect by the ability to activate that glycoprotein. If it anchors to that upper tier, it has an advantage in recruiting polyfunctionality of many functions, particularly and so those are the kinds of antibodies that we found to achieve some protection in the absence of mechanical neutralization. Now, we also know that there's something interesting here. The green side, the head of the cell, that's the sweet spot that hits those. And those are antibodies like anti-cells and TMAP114 that bind the head, that works as monotherapy, and may be able to achieve physical mechanical neutralization and recruit effector functions as well. Those are probably very special class of antibodies. Then here's the other thing. Because of this big diagnostic study, okay, well, how many we find? 18% of our sample pool are antibodies that neutralize well and protect body mechanisms. 80% of our sample pool are those that protect in the absence of the neutralization. We think they're recruiting an effector. We knew we would find these because we thought them all along, but it was a bit of a surprise how many of those we found. And those typically came from people who fit critical box, whatever degree they're going. And so when somebody has 2 or 3, they're also ones that focus on other selection criteria, which makes you wonder if there would be more antibodies like this all along, so we hadn't thought to go and look for them. Maybe they wound up in the cutting report. But now we have 13 that all fall on certain data, have certain features. We can figure out what they got, and it's helpful. You can use that to engineer
お
on
出
what
口
it's like
は
to
右側です。
And so I think that's kind of the difference here. We understand it's related to
The
the
next
for
station
we know how to access
is
it.
Waraji.
But we don't have a good
The
handle
doors
on
on the right
all those
side
immune cell
will
functions that are very
open.
important also for pathogen clearance and survival. Do we have all the assays we need to understand them effectively? Do we know how to harness them, engineer them on human therapeutics we have? Do we know what can we learn from, say, those 13 as an engineer on the ones we might put in therapy? Because in approach exposure therapy, when someone has 10 to 9 viruses per cell, you probably want to look closely at why it's fine. Maybe you can add on cell killing, it might be better. And if the vaccine is a polyclonal response, those antibodies are in there. What can we learn from studying monoclonals will help us better evaluate and design other vaccines. And we're not the only ones thinking this way. All my data is for Ebola. There are numbers of groups looking at other viruses and the contribution of effector function on top of or giving absence of an neutralizing response, especially when it's very difficult to get a neutralizing response in the case of the HIV vaccine. So we have gone and made correlation networks for all the variables we measure. And we put these on the web. This is a new slider. You can click on any feature you want, some sugars, some epitopes, and you can look at all the positive correlates of protection and negative correlates of protection for every one of those features, and you can look at how they're linked together, how species links to sugar, which may or may not be in certain effector functions. So you can be able to display that on your desk. So that was Ebola virus, which had one question we asked. Remember that diarrhea viruses are a genuine public health problem every single year, hundreds of thousands of cases. They exist all over the world. There are a number of disease-causing rhinoviruses in the New World. They cause lethal hemorrhagic fever. There are others in the Old World too. There's lots. Another big is LCMV, which is a laboratory model for us, but also causes birth defects, mental retardation in the fetus. 2 to 5% of us are seropositive. Now, rhinoviruses are these small round particles, and like Ebola, they put one glycoprotein on the surface, and that's all they have to mediate attachment and entry of the target cell. Like Ebola and HIV and flu and everything else we know about, they have a receptor binding subunit, they have a fusion subunit, a transmembrane domain, and they form a trimer on the viral surface that once the virus gets into endosomes, it responds to receptor binding and low pH. The receptor binding subunit is released, and GP2 re-raises into 50 cycle, just like HIV, flu, and everything else we work on. Now, over the last 10 years, a number of structures have emerged, such as part of this family of glycoproteins. Here are structures of the 60 cycle, for different post-fusion recordings of rhinovirus. There's a structure of the C-terminal cytoplasmic domain. There's a couple of structures of the monomer receptor binding subunit itself. And some off-chart 14 on-chart tomographic reconstructions of the GP trimer on the surface of the virus. So that's what we have, but what we never had was high resolution structure of the entire glycoprotein, essentially the trimer. And really what we wanted was to understand how to make a vaccine for lots of antiviruses, or how to interpret antibody therapeutics.
The next station is Minamiurawa.
In 2007, Dr. PhD. She told her to me, so my PhD, I want to solve the rhinovirus review the timer, and look at it, they said, lovely. 10 years later, she got it. She did in her lab for PhD postdoc with Jack Minor. She got a big long way to get a degree, but it's really her perseverance and creativity that made this project. The one she got was from Lassa virus. And we got it because it went to Africa to collaborate with scientists there to deliver. So the work in Sierra Leone, you fly to Freetown, you drive up to Kenema, and you go to Kenema, a couple hours east. But then in Kenema is the Kenema Government Hospital. This is the largest hospital miles around. In that hospital, there's lots of wards. That's old wards, new wards now under construction. But I think that until the Ebola virus outbreak, this is the only ward in the world that was solely dedicated to treating viral hemorrhagic fever patients through Colorado. Attached to that ward, this is for us, basically, this is a laboratory, DSL-free, with easy access to local patients here, rooms here. So whenever they collaborate with viral research, we're working on diagnostic development, genetics, commercial biology, immunotherapeutics, evaluating vaccines, and all kinds of work. This is something that Tulane University never rebuilt after the Civil War. This is looking into the old Boston work and gave us the Lassa lab. And so part of what the group does to go out there is to go out on these roads to the villages. And in the villages, now we have those include one of the public health sites, which is being machine one of the flies of doing everything that's Lassa Hot. They go in with a trained Carolinian scientists, which is Carolinian ecologists. They're looking for evidence of rodent infestation. So Boston, all the universe is spread by sickness, rodent coats, and taking habitation. This is a typical mud stick construction. You see the little holes in the bottom of the house. It's a rodent burrow. So they're looking for evidence of rodent infestation where there's no Lassa. And then they track the territory of rodents and houses, they protect the territory of people. And then as night falls, there's another group that has a public health outreach team, or Carolinian. They bring in a veg sheet, a laptop, and a generator. Then as night falls, they show the movies, and they tell rap music. Through rap music songs, they talk about Lassa virus, and storing food, and plastic bottles in buckets. If they have such symptoms, they can go to their health post, someone with cell phone, they will call the landlord, and get them to go treat them. So this is a wonderful public health outreach scientific research all around the world. So we worked in that environment for 10 years with a collaborative circle. We're in California, we engineered glycoprotein. We used that to look for human antibodies, patients and survivors, employees, they all got their jobs because they're lots of survivors, they're all humans. And then the antibodies were analyzed to Tulane and UPMG. So for 10 years, we engineered glycoprotein.
まもなくMinamiurawa。お出口は右側です。武蔵野線はお乗り換えです。The next station is Minamiurawa. The doors on the right side will open. Please change your course, the Musashino line.
Here is the last GP chart. This is our first look at the previous chart of any of these airplanes. We're the Tulane, colored in Mardi Gras colors, purple, green, and yellow. The GP1 is the white shaded top. GP2 is the top. GP1 is around the white shaded GP2. So if you look at the kind of cone, GP1 is supposed to fit in. And then here, there's a long melting drift GP1 that comes down to make a beta sheet GP2. That was a little bit like smoothing. And so that's the reason the appreciation timer. Now if you roll around and look at it down the center, you can see where all the blank hands are. There are 11 projected endlink like constellations by study sponsor, 33 in the timer, we see every single one in the structure. So the whole thing is covered with glycan. Now, I'll show you the amount of sugar we actually see in the crystals, but you know they're more than distorted, right? This sugar is probably actually this small. So there's a glycan code. Look at Peter Fong's work. It'll look something like that, probably not as here. There are only a couple of places on this glycoprotein that are not masked by carbohydrates. Here's one, you can better later, at the bottom and the base. There, that's exposed. There's another site here on the side, another one at the top, which is near where the new world virus is binding a different receptor. And those are the spots that are antibody ready. So this is the first one I crystallized. This is one of the potent neutralizers. So 3747A. And you see what it's done. It's gone down the bare spot at the bottom. Here's the other cool thing about it. Now you see right at the tip of the trimer. And it doesn't bind opposed to GP2 and GP1. The antibodies simultaneously interact with different copies of the trimer at the same time. That's the share. We're not engineering that protein to make it stay stable in pre-fusion conformation, simply what it wants to do, just bring it to its post-fusion sexual level. But we think we got it right because it fits the envelope of the tomographic reconstruction of the glycoprotein on authentic Lassa virus. The extra volume is probably the sugars that are stored. So the neutralizing antibodies, and this is the vast majority of the neutralizing monoclonals we see in that spot. That's major site of utilization. That's the fusion machinery at the bottom. It's specific for the trimer. It recognizes the quaternary epitope because every glycoprotein simultaneously interacts with two of those antibodies, and every antibody binds two glycoproteins at the same time. I'm going to show you one of those glycoproteins and how it's simultaneously bound to two. I'm going to recolor the fusion subunit by its component parts. Heptamer T1 in yellow, you see all the broken little bits. Heptamer T2 in green, the difference between called the T-loop in pink. And this is the first time you've ever seen a fusion chain of aminoviruses. It has both the fusion loop and the fusion peptide. If we extract the pre-fusion GP2 and compare it to the monomer from the 6-link bundle, you can see the conformational changes that happen in GP2. All those broken yellow helices will reassemble to that one long rod. That green Heptamer T2 flips from bottom to top as the fusion machinery goes up, and its T-loop changes from a strand to a helix and leaf. So the last conformational change in the fusion subunit going from that metastable pre-fusion trimer to the super stable 6-helix bundle T. Now, we expect that. As biologists, if we're up on our mother's knee, learning that about 20 glycoproteins will spring into a 6-helix bundle. What we didn't expect was conformational change and the receptor binding subunit as well. And that insight comes from Ron Gibson lab editor. He saw the structure of lots of GP1 and monomer and locate H5 the enzyme. If we compare his structure to ours of the trimer in pH 8, there's a number of differences. You'll see a better and more coincident coordinates to the other. As we go from GP1 held in the trimer in neutral pH to GP1 released in the endosome, you see the beta sheet at the center stays more or less the same, but everything else rearranges all the helices, all the loops. So that GP1, once it's fallen off its trimer, is a long shape or a different shape than GP1 in the trimer. So antibodies raised against released GP1 might not recognize the trimer on the broad surface. So what do we learn? We learn that both subunits are different shapes out of the trimer than in that trimer. We learn that the majority of the neutralizing antibody response for LASA needs that trimer pre-fusion and it needs to be trimer. Those antibodies are highly effective passive immunotherapy. That's a new paper that's come out from Tom Geisler's lab. Those antibodies by themselves confer complete protection in primate models pretty late in the disease course. So antibodies against LASA can be good, they can be protective, but you have to show them the right thing to get them. So what do we learn? We learn that the best antibodies are specific for the assembled trimer. They don't bind the disassembling or disassembled parts. And that's important because the wild-type glycoprotein, let me just 10 years engineering that thing. The wild-type glycoprotein makes all of those. So if you put the wild-type glycoprotein on a vaccine, we'll get all of them. Depending on how you treat it in a suppository, you might get more of them than you want. And then if you read the LASA vaccine literature, this is what you read. The T-cell response is a clear form of protection. Antibody has not yet been found to be. Antibodies do not get full protection. But here's my new idea. Can we use this hard-one structure as a blueprint? We have engineered it to stay remain the same structure. It faithfully prevents the right neutralizing epitope. If we put that on the vaccine particle, then we can prove that neutralizing antibody response. And maybe having both antibodies T cells together will be better than T cells alone. So there's a number of groups now using this glycoprotein in order to try to make a better vaccine for Lassa virus. And we're using this template to try to understand the different aminoviruses to cause problems for human health worldwide. And so this is the team for Lassa virus. I especially want to thank Kate Casey, who has for 10 years to try everything to make that structure work. And her technician Michelle Benzenati, that's Kate in Africa and Kate in California. I want to thank Louis Branco, who worked with us this whole time to analyze lineage specificity, the panel of antibodies. There's a lot of industrial microbiology in Africa and Louis in Maryland. Lafayette and James Robertson in Tulane, and the team in Africa. Gary Jallis, the program coordinator, Oscar Dodo, Mama Lomo in the lab, and Donald Brand, MD in the Lassa Wars. This is my group of scripts. They're all inside packing crate number 18 of our new electron microscope. And I simply want to say that all these people that donated a lot of time and a lot of work. The study on the scale would only have been possible if people were willing to do a lot of work on other people's samples to see what we would find. And in particular, I want to thank the two program managers, Marnie Clifton and Dr. Sharon Sindel, for tremendous amount of work in organizing all this, keeping track of this, and shipping and coordinating the data. I'd like to thank the people who did the heavy lifting of the DSL boards, John Dye, Django Chu, and Gary Pillinger. I'd like to thank NIH for their support. Every dollar that's supported by External Funds and NIAID, and we're tremendously grateful for every one of those dollars. You couldn't spend without them. And I'd like to thank our program officers who over the years have shepherded all these programs from inception to therapeutics. And I'd like to thank you for your attention as the founding principal of the lab, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Absolutely spectacular. Thank you. Questions? Comments? So, what I think about it, so I couldn't help be struck by your long-time focus has been on monoclonal antibodies that can ultimately be passively transferred. Are you doing any work, or do you see any light to look at the epitopes that are protective but not necessarily neutralizing, and can you induce them? Or are they immunodominant, or are they not immunodominant? If you vaccinate, will you get those, or won't you? Do you have any idea?
That's what we're trying to do now. We're doing a couple of things. We're looking at those antibodies that potently neutralize all of the different flavors of Boulevard. What do you recognize, and how do we make a molecule that will better display that? And maybe it works, maybe it won't. Maybe we'll also work to display them one by one in the wild type. We're looking at that, trying to engineer a GT that will better display those things. And I am really interested in the question of what are the variety of things that fit in vaccination, how do they together contribute to protection. We have this far looked at antibodies individually. Like when you deliver a SORT3 together, or a polyclonal response, they interact. We do see patterns when antibodies bind some epitopes and enhance the exposure of other epitopes. Is that important? That's something we can harness either by tethering them or co-delivering them. And to what extent are those effector functions critical for clearance? And how do we steer that? If it's a balance, I mean, you're a little nervous about those epitopes because they're more variable in sequence. The machinery is constant, so if the virus chooses to mutate as viruses do, you might lose them. But they do seem to bring something interesting upward. So what do we know about people that come to the antibodies because they suspend the pH change happen? Yeah. What do we know about pH for Ebola? We don't know as much as we should. If the antibody, we do know that if the antibody falls off in low pH, it will not be as successful in a vitro neutralization as one that remains anchored. So that's the criteria to look for. Why the absolute requirement for that low pH is it operates in GT or it's indirect operating something else, or if it's just there, we haven't fully teased apart. I think we don't fully understand everything that's required to go and spring that GT, or if it's just a miscellaneous destruction of the GT1 by a variety of proteases. Certainly, remaining down at low pH will be critical for neutralization inside the endosome. The ones that tag the virus for destruction, probably less important. They just get cut off the endosome anyway. So we should understand everything we need to.
Thank you. That was really fun for me to watch you do that. So, I have a lot of questions, and so if somebody else has one, you can just interrupt. You showed that most of your antibodies were for the stem. They look like they're the stem or maybe the place between the stem and the head. So those are probably fusion inhibiting antibodies. Do you have any antibodies that block attachment of LASA?
I do. My laptop failed spectacularly last night. I don't have those pictures. Okay, pictures like protein. We have shown you the ones that we have found that we got structures of first and the bottom. We focused on that because A is less than like visual idea of all mine at the same place. So now we have a bunch of structures all the same place to try to figure out what's the better one, what's the worst one. The higher originated, more contact, the better it is. And that's how it is with fusion sharing. Those ones that we think work by blocking fusion also inhibit binding of the LAMP receptor. So we think it's not direct because LAMP is up here and the SABs are down there. We think what they do is they prevent the, if you look at the off-site sonography of the glycoprotein, it dislocates here, and the glycoprotein at locates, it opens up like an onion at Applebee's, right? It opens up like this. And we think that when the antibodies exit the bottom, it can't quite open. That's why it blocks LAMP. We have other antibodies that do not neutralize as potently, but they do anchor into the side and seem to physically, sterically block LAMP. So we have those as well. And others that anchor onto the stem machinery that we're trying to see the parts.
So part of that question was to understand what do you think the first trigger is for starting the rearrangement process?
JR 東日本をご利用くださいましてありがとうございます。
What is it that triggers?
今度の5番線の電車は
I don't really know. I know that one cell surface passive factor operates like it requires an intact trimer. Those mutations that change Armstrong 113, change vicinity, they keep it from making this. It has to keep it anchored. Once it gets into the system, my guess is that low-pH will start operating on a visiting triad in GP1 and start triggering that reassembling GP1 that releases it from GP2. The extent to which LAMP drives that itself or low-pH alone, I don't fully know. Keep it going.
Okay.
But maybe somebody else with newer, better data.
All right, now I have one other clinical question, if that's okay. Yes.
The extent to which the structural biology answer.
Well, there may be a structural answer to this problem because the mean virus, the virus that causes Argentinian hemorrhagic fever, is a rhinovirus.
Yeah.
And classically, the rhinovirus, that's what we all have our T cell work on here. So the rhinovirus, you take T cells, but the mean virus, you treat with antibodies. So you take polyclonal antibody treated. The thing that I wanted to know, if you understand, is that about 10% of those people who are treated and survive the mean virus infection end up with this cerebritis or a cerebral disorder that, eventually kills them probably because some virus got in the brain and could be cured by the antibody treatment. But that's not very well understood. So antibodies alone given passively fail in some percentage of those. Even polyclonal antibodies fail. So the question is, have you been able to recapitulate anything like that, either in LCMV with Michael Olson, you work with, or ELASA, or other things where you just give the antibodies passively and end up with problems in the brain?
I haven't. So it's only the antibody treated people.
Only passive. It doesn't ever happen in surviving on brain infection. It only happens when you're treated as passive.
And is it passive human antibody? That's interesting.
T-cells get into the brain to some extent, right? But not so much antibodies and B-cells and stuff. So maybe it's just the same for them.
I don't know. It's a good question.
No other questions. Thank you very much.
The final exam will be posted by December 8th on the Sacred website, and the exam will be taken until January 12th, 2018. If any of you have missed any of the lectures, they will be posted on Cameron Video site for your review. I believe the last two lectures have already been posted, but they can all be posted for your review. If you answer 7% or better of the questions correct, you have the exam and will be forwarded a course evaluation. Following the supplementation of both of the components, a certificate of course completion will be mailed to you in November. Our first lecture is by Dr. Pervez Hussain. He is an investigator in the Center for Cancer Research, Pancreatic Cancer Unit, Laboratory of Human Carcinogenesis. Unfortunately, he was not able to be here today, so we will play his video cast from last year. His talk is entitled Pancreatic Cancer, Current Understanding and Future Challenges.
What I am going to do today is to give you a brief overview about pancreatic cancer. What are the current progress, what is our understanding, and what are the challenges to improve survival in this most disease malignancy in the world. So this slide, which indicates that it's the third leading cause of death in the cause of cancer death in the United States. The share is 4, but when you combine both men and women, it comes to the third leading cause of cancer death. The median survival is less than 6 months, estimated 53,000 new cases, and about 41,000 deaths will occur in 2016, and there is no effective treatment. So everything seems to be very disturbing, and the most disturbing is that, according to the estimate, it is going to be the second leading cause of death due to cancer in the United States by 2030. So what are the risk factors for developing pancreatic cancer? These are some of the risk factors, for example, smoking, long-standing diabetes, pancreatitis, obesity, and also non-progressive disease. And some of the cancer for So in terms of treatment, we have not made much advancement in terms of treatment. About 20 years ago, we had tried to make the chemotherapy drug was approved for parts of the world, but it began the survival only by about 1 month. And then about 10 years later, a lot of individuals who were losing combination of those activities, and had the survival only by about 2 months.
nanoparticle pathway fraction was approved in combination with gemcitabine, which enhanced the survival for few months as compared to just gemcitabine, but it is less toxic than FOLFIRINOX. And then most recently, last year, nanoliposomal irinotecan and other two chemotherapeutic drugs were approved, and this also enhanced the survival by about a couple of months when used in combination, and it has less toxicity. So, as we know that the dismal outcome is because of the late diagnosis. There is no early detection marker, and I will show you one or two slides about the situation in terms of early detection. And there is more therapeutic response, as I just mentioned. But there are about 18 to 20% of the patients that are detected early, and they are detected early because they are examined for something else. But the physician finds that, okay, we have the early stage pancreatic cancer, and these early stage pancreatic cancer patients can qualify for surgical resection. So you will imagine that, okay, stage 1, it is resected, and it is fine, but still the median survival, even in these 18 to 20% of the patients, is less than 2 weeks. And so majority of the patients, so majority of the patients, survival for 5 years. So are there differences among these early stage patients? Are there molecular differences? There are several symptoms from the process, for example, H8, great lymphatic gradient detection marker at the time of resection that suggests the survival, good or bad survival is increased. However, we do see variable outcomes. Sometimes we see stage 1 resection marker 0 and the patient dies within 6 months. But in some cases, the same stage, same grade, same resection marker is able to survive for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. So one of the hypotheses is that there are molecular differences in tumors that actually determine patient outcome. So how we can improve survival in pancreatic cancer? We know that for early detection markers, response is poor. So we need effective therapy, and for effective therapy we need novel molecular targets that can be effectively targeted. And then molecular subtypes, that molecular makeup of the tumors that will respond to this specific drug. And treatment selection can be done based on the molecular subtype, and then drug delivery. So especially, and I will talk a little bit more about the drug delivery in pancreatic cancer. It's very difficult because the tumor is surrounded by a huge stroma, and it's kind of highly protected, and it's also hypovascular, means it's not vascularized well. So when you give the treatment is not reaching the tumor because the less number of blood vessels, and also blood vessels are collapsed. So there are some experiments that have been done to reduce those interstitial pressure on the blood vessels, and that has improved drug delivery and also survival, which I will talk in a minute. And also we need early detection markers, the biomarkers that can in fact detect precancerous lesions. Because once the cancer is in stage 1 or stage 2, it's already too late, as I discussed earlier. So we need to have biomarkers that can that can identify patients when they have precancerous lesions. So for all of these, we need to understand tumor biology that will involve both genetics and epigenetics, tumor stromal interactions, metabolic reprogramming, and transcriptional dysregulation. So let's talk about, in one or two slides, the biology of pancreatic cancer. So it is developed by well-defined precursor lesions, which are called pancreatic intraepithelial neoplastic lesions. This is the normal pancreatic duct here, and this is the pancreatic intraepithelial neoplastic lesion 1. You can see here some dysplastic changes going on. This is grade 2, and this is tannin 3, which is almost carcinoma in situ, and then it penetrates the basement membrane, and it forms this glandular-like structure, which is called pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma. And PDAC, or pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma, is the most common form of pancreatic cancer. It's about more than 90%, 90 to 95%. And there are several well-defined genetic alterations that occur here, like telomere shortening. KRAS mutation is found in about 90 to 95% of the patients. Then P16 alteration goes by epigenetic alterations and mutations, and also P53 and SNAP4 mutation that are found in about 50% of all the pancreatic cancer. As I mentioned, this is just a section of the pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma. It shows huge stroma. These are the glands, pancreatic tumor glands. And then here it shows that there is a strong interaction between tumor and stromal cells, and they support each other. So as I mentioned, there is a lack of any marks